you're a fan of anime, I have the ultimate recommendation. Most likely, this is your first time hearing about this. What up, Burgess? Thank you so much for clicking. I appreciate it. It's your boy, Nixter, aka Weebster, here to recommend you Peak Fiction. What is this so-called Peak Fiction, you ask? It is the Cosmere by Brandon Sanderson. What is the Cosmere, you ask? It's the name of the collective universe that many of Brandon Sanderson's fantasy novels reside in. This universe consists of each series or standalone novel taking place on a different planet in this galaxy. Yes, you heard me. Novels, books, not light novels. Wait, don't click away. Just hear me out, okay? Let me cook, I promise. Just give me a little bit of your time so I can try and convince you to read Peak Fiction. The Cosmere got me to shut up and stop talking about JoJo's. I was that JoJo's kid, making a reference every 5 seconds. But I'm a changed man now. If the Cosmere has the power to silence a JoJo's fan, I think it's worth checking out. Okay, but you want to know why you, as an avid anime and manga fan, should go and check out the Cosmere, these Western books. The short answer is simple. Because the books scream anime vibes from the top of their freaking lungs. These books are definitely going to get a live action adaptation within the next decade to 20 years. But many fans think that these should be an anime. All right, I'm going to talk to you about 5 topics in this video and why they are so similar to anime and why they're so banger in general. The best way I can explain the overall magic system of this universe is to kind of compare it to Nen from Hunter x Hunter. In Hunter x Hunter, each person who learns Nen falls into one of 6 specific categories. Now, I'm not going to go into detail into that, but now imagine instead of an individual falling into different categories, it's like entire populations of planets. So population of planet A uses this type of magic, and then population of planet B uses this type of magic. But they're both just subsets of the overall thing. That's kind of how the magic systems in the Cosmere work. The gods that reside on different planets have created their own magic systems for the residents of their planet. For example, Allomancy from Mistborn, which is the dopest magic system of all time. Not up for debate. In this world, the gods of the planet created humans with the ability to ingest and burn different metals in their stomachs. Depending on what metal they burn, they get a certain ability. These abilities can include enhanced strength, enhanced senses, the ability to soothe people's emotions, the ability to riot people's emotions, and the ability to push and pull metals, sort of similar to telekinesis. The main character, Vin, and her mentor, Kelsier, are what's called a Mistborn, people who can burn every metal as opposed to Mistings, who can only burn one. Now, if somebody described that shit and told me it was an anime magic system, I would have no trouble believing them. I swear to God, you should consume these novels purely for this alone. It's the dopest magic system of all time. No way somebody can sit here and tell me that doesn't sound banger. Literally nothing will top it. It's so dope. And trust me, the magic system is utilized beautifully, which now leads me into the action scene. There are plenty. They're so fucking lit. You know how in anime there are just fight scenes that often could just never be replicated in a live action due to how kind of exaggerated and fast-paced they are? If you like those type of fights, then you'll really enjoy the ones in his series, especially Mistborn and Stormlight. People are freaking flying. Okay, technically not flying, all over the place. His book Warbreaker also has some pretty dope ones with my boy Basher. Next, world building. The shit this dude does is nuts. I don't even think I can compare it to any anime slash manga slash light novel that's out there right now, because I don't think there's a world that's as big and fleshed out enough that even remotely compares. The way he fleshes out each planet's inhabitants, the history, it's literally nothing anybody has ever seen. Imagine if Star Wars showed 12 planets, but fleshed the fuck out of them and gave them each their own individual magic system. That's as good as I can explain it. To be honest, I think Star Wars is the only thing you can compare it to in terms of world building. There's also an aspect of world building that is unlike anything ever. Brandon constantly subtly world builds aspects of the entire universe itself in his books that you won't catch if you're not paying attention. These gods from these different series are in communication with each other. They're plotting something in the background of what's happening in these books. Did I just get secretly told how gods came into existence from this disabled girl in a magic wheelchair going on a pirate adventure? Maybe. If somebody told me that was the description of a One Piece arc, I would believe it. Now on to complex characters. We all know that some of the most banger anime slash manga of all time have mental health issues be a huge part of the main cast struggles. Just to name a few examples: Attack on Titan, Steins Gate, Mushoku Tensei, Bocchi the Rock, Kaguya-sama 86, Cyberpunk, Your Lie in April. What makes these characters so loved is how flawed they are. My man Brandon Sanderson does not shy away from this aspect in his novels, especially the Stormlight Archive. If you have depression, read Way of Kings. That book is my second therapist. Poor Kaladin. Wait till you meet the mess that is Shallan. And Kelsier from Mistborn, that dude's nuts. These characters are just so complex and deep.
Each one is so unique and full of personality. Even the gods. You can't even hate them because they're all written so well, even the villains. By the time you finish Stormlight, these characters will feel like your friends. That is how fleshed out and deep they are and how connected you're going to feel with them. Lastly, the plot. Now, I'm not going to say every novel is like Attack on Titan level plot, but still, the plot in every single novel is so good. In Stormlight, there's an absolutely insane plot twist that might be on the same level as Attack on Titan. From a fantasy version of like Ocean's 8 to a slave uprising potentially destroying the world, the plots are crazy. They're so good. Now, no spoilers, but if any of y'all are caught up on Attack on Titan, when you go back and rewatch after seeing the newest season, you see the subtle hints throughout the show that indicate what was happening behind the scenes the entire time. The Cosmere books work in a similar fashion. Everything that's shown to you is intentional. Subtle hints for what's going to happen later on. The way his books are usually structured is that everything builds up until we start getting towards the end. Then everything and their mom just starts happening. It all comes crashing down. Literally an avalanche, also known as a Sanderlanche. They are so unbelievably hype. They usually involve some gigantic reveal or some gigantic fight, and the fights are so good. I guarantee you, at one point you're going to think to yourself, this should be an anime. One more thing I wanted to talk about. Crossovers. There are crossovers with characters from multiple different series. It is so banger to see your favorite characters now. No, I'm not going to say every character crossover is going to be like The Mandalorian meets Luke Skywalker, but they're still so good and crazy and very unpredictable about who meets who. Top 3 hypest parts of the entire Cosmere. And there are like 1 to 3 new Cosmere books releasing a year because this man's a writing machine. But at that rate, the crossovers are going to keep increasing and scaling up. And keep in mind that since each series takes place on a different planet, yes, the crossovers involve people visiting different planets. They are known as world hoppers. No space travel yet. In like 2 decades, I think so, but not yet. Right now, it's all fantasy. Now, as for where to start, I always recommend starting with the Mistborn trilogy. Now, technically, there is no real reading order. Each book is written so you don't have to read any of the other series to understand what's happening. But if you want to catch the Easter eggs and recognize a world hopper when you see one, I will leave 2 recommended reading orders in the description. One if you want to be eased into it with Mistborn. The other one if you want to dive off the deep end into Stormlight. Like I said, I recommend Mistborn. I don't know why I put another thing there. You'll get a really good feel for the action sequences, how dope the magic system is, and just like the structure of his books and pretty much everything. All right, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I'll catch you later. Make sure you like, follow me on Twitter. And if you have written these books, let me know down in the comments. And if you are going to, let me know. If you read them later on, come back to this video, post a new comment, and let me know how they were. All right, have a good one. Bye.